Hello, this is Chao from Yoonhee University. My presentation topic is impact of dynamic capability on enterprise growth performance and environmental dynamism. My contents include first, introduction, second, research method, third, empirical analysis, fourth, research results and discussion. Fifth, conclusion. First, introduction. How an enterprise maintains a sustainable competitive advantage has always been the focus of research in strategic management. For a long time, the resource-based view and the core competency view were the main theories to explain this. These two theories emphasize the importance of core competency elements such as unique resource and core technologies with an enterprise-to-enterprise growth. However, with the development of social technology and the emergence of global competition, the environment that enterprise face is increasingly chaotic and unpredictable. Old resources and capabilities become obsolete and become a negative force that hinders the growth of new capabilities, resulting in the problem of core rigidities. This series cannot explain why some companies perform better than others in a dynamic market competition environment. Thus, the dynamic capability theory came into being. For technology-based SMEs, finds technology and other resources available in the organization are limited, and it is generally difficult to have strong R&D capabilities. They can only improve reaction speed to extra information and resource utilization efficiency with dynamic capabilities. Therefore, the construction of dynamic capabilities such as flexible operating mechanism and management process is crucial for technology-based SMEs. And such a background, how to build dynamic capabilities to make up for the lack of own resource has become the focus of academic research. However, the most research focuses on large manufacturing companies or mature companies. Our understanding of dynamic capability of technology-based SMEs is limited. Thus, this study is committed to building a dynamic capability measurement model for technology-based SMEs and examining the impact mechanism of dynamic capabilities on the growth performance of enterprise in a dynamic environment, provide academic suggestion for the management practice of technology-based SMEs, and further enrich the research results of enterprise growth. Drawing upon the dynamic capabilities literature, this study proposed a measurable dynamic capability model. Specifically, we identified a set of capabilities, sensing, seizing, and reconfiguring, that help reconfigure existing resources into new capabilities that better match their environment. Now introduce our data collection process. The questionnaire in this paper is evaluated by 5-item lecture type. Scale survey data were collected from the MBA and MBA class students in Shandong province in China. They are the middle and senior management of enterprise. A total of 400 questionnaires were distributed, and for 314 questionnaires were recovered, with a recovery rate of 78.5%. A total of 270 valid questionnaires were obtained after excluding the questionnaires with missing multiple or obviously random selections. In terms of enterprise scale, the highest is 51 to 100 employees, accounting for 37.64%. In terms of industry nature, there are distributions in various industries, meaning concentrated in software development and information technology, accounting for 31.73%. And 24.72%. In terms of enterprise age, it is primarily focused on 3 to 15 years, accounting for 64.5%. Consequently, the survey data are evenly distributed, and the responding firms appear representative of the study population. Based on literature review and the dynamic definition, the capability of technology-based SMEs were measured using the three variables. According to competitive advantages, scale of Hill and Jones, 4 items were adapted to measure enterprise growth performance. Following the method of Jaworski and Coley, 3 items were used to measure environmental dynamism. After determining the research method, we conducted an empirical analysis with SPSS 25. First, we tested the validity and reliability of variables. The Chromebook's alpha value from 5 dimensions exceeds 0.7, exceeding acceptable reliability. The common degree values corresponding to all research items are higher than 0.4. Indicating that the research item information can be effectively extracted. In addition, the KMO value is 0.874 greater than 0.7, which means the data is valid. The cumulative variance explanation rate is 71.45%, which is greater than 50%. It shows that the interpretability of extracting common factors is good. Overall, the results obtained by the rotation component matrix are consistent with the scales and the dimensions divided by the research design, and the loading value of each item in each latent variable is more significant than 0.5. Therefore, the validity of the questionnaire is high and the questionnaire is effective. Follow-up research analysis can be carried out. Second, we use the Pearson correlation method to obtain the correlation coefficients of each dimension of dynamic capabilities, enterprise growth performance, and environmental dynamism as shown in Table 3. The correlation coefficients between each dimension of dynamic capability and enterprise growth performance are significant. Finally, we use multiple regression to further explore the impact of dynamic capabilities on enterprise growth performance and examine the environmental dynamism. In table 4, summarize the result of the regression. It can be seen that environmental dynamism has no moderating effect on sensing, reconfiguring ability, and enterprise growth performance. However, environmental dynamism has a moderating impact on seizing ability and enterprise growth performance. Our hypothesis testing results are as shown in Table 5. So we got the following conclusions. The empirical analysis verifies the positive effect of 3 dimensions of dynamic capabilities of technology-based SMEs on the growth performance. The conclusions of this study are consistent with those of Pavlov and elsewhere. However, they differ from this paper regarding the dimensional division of dynamic capabilities and the research objects. Firms that can rapidly identify customer needs, seize market opportunities, and reconfigure their strategic resource can adapt to rapid environmental changes and thus enhance their competitive advantages. The empirical results show that the environmental dynamism has no significant moderating effect on the sensing ability, reconfiguring ability, and growth performance of technology-based SMEs. Environmental dynamism has a positive moderating effect on the relationship between seizing ability, capability, and firm growth performance. It means environmental dynamism can enhance the impact of seizing capability on firm growth performance. When the market and technology change, technology-based SMEs can quickly make decisions based on evaluating their resource and capabilities, grip market opportunities, and cater to market demands due to their flexible organizational structures to achieve an outstanding performance. The research limitations are as following. Firstly, the analysis is based on data from Shandong province. Although this can reduce the impact of statistical analysis due to difference in the degree of economic development. It also reduces the scope of applicability of the conclusion of this study. Secondly, we don't consider the impact of dynamic ability on firm growth at different stages of development. Thirdly, this study mainly extends the definition of dynamic ability by TIS. Subsequent research can refer to other scholars' interpretations of dynamic capabilities. Thank you for your attention to the end.